Now to our series about climate and family, discussing how climate change is impacting everything from conception to pregnancy and your children.
ABC's chief meteorologist and managing editor of the climate unit, Ginger Zee, is joining us now. And Ginger, we are both the moms to young kids, so this is a little bit scary what you're learning now about how every child is affected by climate change.
Yes, Rhiannon, the expert that we spoke to, said that every child is impacted by climate change. Obviously, some a whole lot more than others, and it's all about their health. Bottom line, children 5 and under are taking the brunt of climate change.
Jennifer Cantley is a busy mom with 3 energetic kids.
They love to play soccer, they love to sing, they love to just be fun little boys.
They live in Carson City, Nevada, next to the picturesque Sierra Nevada mountains, but they can't always enjoy the outdoors. She and 2 of her sons have asthma, and the air quality here is far from perfect.
So like a day today, I can see the smoke in the air. I can feel it. You might even hear it in my voice a little bit. We'll let you guys stay.
Jennifer is a member of the Moms Clean Air Force, a group of more than 1 million parents united against air and climate pollution nationwide. Jennifer says wildfires and soaring heat are just so frequent, she regularly has to check the air quality before she and her boys can play outside.
When the smoke comes in and we start seeing these beautiful Sierra Mountains behind me disappearing, first of all, it's really hard because we're getting our beautiful view taken away from us. But at the same time, now that means we're going to be back indoors and we can't leave for sometimes it's a whole month.
While being forced to stay inside can be frustrating, going outside can become downright dangerous when their asthma flares.
When you get an asthma attack, it's just like it's hard to breathe, so your lungs feel like somebody's like just grabbing them.
One of the scariest days of my life was waking up at 3 in the morning and hear him, like he could not breathe.
Millions of Americans are concerned about the effect of climate change on their children. According to our ABC News Ipsos poll of U.S. adults ages 18 to 45, 56% are worried about the effects of climate change on children's physical health. But among parents with children under the age of 18, 71% are concerned about the impact climate change will have on their children. But in the West, that number rises to nearly 80%. Frederica Pereira, a professor of environmental health sciences at Columbia University, is a leading expert in this field and has written a book on the subject.
As a result of climate change, children are suffering more heat-related illness, more asthma attacks from breathing forest fire smoke. They're suffering more physical injury and psychological trauma from severe storms and floods. And we're seeing more infectious diseases that are carried by ticks and malaria that have moved to new areas due to climate change. Also from air pollution.
When I was pregnant, walking around the streets of New York City, I certainly thought much less about the air pollution getting to my child. But in utero is where air pollution starts impacting a child.
That's correct. We used to think the placenta was a perfect barrier and that the baby was literally in a cocoon, and that's not true. Air pollution is capable of traversing, moving across the placenta into the fetus. Air pollution is adding to the toll of preterm birth, infant deaths, asthma, and also effects on early brain development.
What can we do?
Well, let's talk about what all parents can do. They can make sure that children are hydrated and have access to cool and shady places during heat waves. That's number one. Number two, during an episode of high air pollution, they can keep the child indoors because that air pollution episode could trigger an asthma attack.
For her part, Jennifer has helped encourage local legislators to install an air quality monitor in her community.
My number one goal is making sure not only my children, but the future generations have clean air, clean water in public lands.
All right, let's bring Ginger back in. Ginger, any good news? Any hope for the future?
Well, hope, I've just recently learned, is a verb, and that means it takes action. It also takes being realistic, right? Wildfires would have happened naturally, but human-induced climate change have amplified that. So feeling motivated to do our part is one big part. And just to give you an example, in the last couple of weeks, the Los Angeles City Council has voted unanimously to stop future drilling of oil and gas. They've also voted to shut down the wells, which one move that impacts so many people's health directly around there. And not only did this happen because people just got loud and their voices certainly were heard, but because they voted, and we can also vote with with our dollar. Cornell University just last week showed us that a new research shows as the sales of electric vehicles goes up, the decrease in deaths in most major cities is pretty astounding. So we will see major impact with air pollution as we start changing our ways. And then the impact to children lessens as well.
Ginger's right. Hope is a verb. It takes action.
Some good
All right,
news. We
Ginger,
have work
thank
to
you.
do, Ginger. Thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.